Hello, everyone. This is Kathy Mason here at Co-Creators Global Village for World Unity Week. And I am so excited to introduce you to my friend, Michael Losier. Did I say it right? Losier?
Yeah, Losier.
Losier. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't speak French, I speak Italian. So, but I should have said that better. Anyway, Michael is honestly one of the best trainers I have ever met. And I think I've met quite a few because of my background in online learning and training for 30 years. So Michael, that's a big compliment because Michael does, because he teaches using all of the learning styles. So as people are learning, he reinforces whether you're auditory, visual, kinesthetic.
Kinesthetic, yeah.
And what's the other? Is that it?
Digital.
Digital,
thinkers,
thank you.
Yeah. Well, good that you remember those. So good.
And the reason I'm excited to introduce you to his work, you may already know about it, is because I got to help with a book reading group that studied this book, and it is quite remarkable. And again, I also got to add the honor of having Michael on my Conscious Business Zone. So Michael, today we get to really learn something amazing from you, right?
Thank you. Well, you know, my book is going to be 20 years old. It's going to be 20 years old. I self-published it in 2003. When the word law of attraction was foreign and people would giggle at the word attraction, never mind the word vibration. That's how old this book. And if you wanted to get well, there was no book with the word law of attraction in the title. Not really. I had one from, wait for it, 1906. I have a photocopy of a book from 1906 that it's called The Thought, Vibration, and Law of Attraction. I know. Can you imagine the age of that? Yeah, so you even got a more fair, they've been updating that copy.
This was from Nightingale Conant. So you were right. You were way ahead of the trend.
Yes.
You are a trendsetter.
Yeah, they're good. And I even reference it in my book. You know, I didn't come up with law of attraction. I didn't create it. I'm just teaching it, you know. So I've been teaching law of attraction. I remember I started with a group in my living room, a group, me and my friend Linda. That was a group. It only takes 2 people to have a group. And we talked about law of attraction. At the same time, we were both studying NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, which is it's really the study of understanding behavior and why we do things. And so when I started to understand about law of attraction 20 years ago, information's rare, and kind of marrying it with NLP, it started to make sense. So now my friend Linda and I were in my living room having a law of attraction meeting, just barely using the word, but we're getting it. And my style is to create worksheets and processes. You probably know that already, right? I teach everything. You're going to see lots of little bells and whistles today, right? So I make sure I teach with processes or worksheets. And then a couple of people said, wow, you guys, what are you up to? What are you up to? And I said, oh, you know, at Sunday at my house. So now I've got 44 people coming to my house on a Sunday with lawn chairs and cushions, right? And listen, when 40 people come to your house, you got to take charge. You just can't say, come on, you got to have format, you got to have structure. And before you know it, I was creating things and people would say, email me and say, oh, I loved how you did that, and I loved how you did that, and I loved how you did that. Can you say that again? And then they would start to do, and they would tell me things I didn't know that I said. And then people would start to work on the exercises that I gave them and thinking, hey, I attracted my ideal this and my ideal that. So then I said, you know what, I'm going to put a little seminar together and get them to pay for it because they was really helping them. Meanwhile, I'm still working full-time for the government and I'm doing this on the side. This is my real love, was, you know, this kind of work. So I put together a program. I made it last 10 weeks. And for every week I developed a worksheet. And I said, okay, this weekend. And I remember doing, you know, this is my style. This is how I run my world, right?
Yeah.
Flip charts, yellow sticky. So I was planting the seminar. Well, I got to teach them about vibes. You guys are going to learn that today. I got to teach them about vibes before I teach them about allowing. And I moved the material. So I did this seminar over and over and over again. And then I start doing it I start being a guest on people's teleconferencing calls. Remember those days, the bridge systems? Yeah. And I was picking up the phone with like maybe 300 people. And I was the only person talking about law of attraction. And it took a lot of courage to do that, right? My whole life it's been like that. My whole life I was different and weird and hello, thank you. Now look where I'm at, enjoying all that. So while I'm talking on the phone, I'm actually going through a little program that I wrote. Next, we're going to do this. So I kind of had a big, thick workbook. And then I had people's thank you notes and photocopies. And I loved how you did this. And I loved. So then I went to see a speaker in Victoria. Now I live on an island, right? So on the west coast of Canada. If you're still here at 7 o'clock, you're not leaving, right? So I knew he wasn't going anywhere. And I said, hey, do you want me to? And Canada, Victoria is Canada's #2 tourist destination. So it's all designed for tourists. I said, hey, do you want to go for a walk after the presentation? And I'm still working for the government, you know, and I was a trainer. I was on computer stuff, not this stuff. But so in front of the room, easy breezy. All that was easy for me. It was just the subject matter, you know. I'm talking about codes and programs and, you know, hashtag IDC, which is I didn't care, but I did it anyway. So this guy, he kind of was very motivational. He said, well, you know, he said, well, you know what, if you had a book, you could speak anywhere. Well, I said, if I had a book, and I thought, dude, I'm a government employee. I don't have a book. So on the way home, I said, you do have a book. And honestly, it was like a 7-inch binder of all the processes. Everything that you see in this book was formed from doing these 8-week seminars. And then I got it down to 4 weeks and 5 weeks. And people said, oh, that doesn't make sense. I made it make sense. And like even my style, I show you a blank worksheet and then I show you one that's completed. So I'm a teacher. This is not a happy book on law of attraction success stories, right? It's a training guide and it's the how-to.
Right. And it's easy to follow too. That's what I love about your work. That's why I said you're one of the best trainers that I've ever worked with, because there's no fluff. There's no wasted
well, I'm going to tell you the secret why there's no fluff, and then we're going to get started today. Okay, so I live on an island, right? There was a time when everything was cost. Remember the time when long distance, depending how far it was? you know, right now we don't even pay for it anymore. But there was a time, because I live on an island, everything costs extra to go anywhere. So I went to the post office while I said, I'm going to write this book. And I said, how thick can a book be before it doesn't fit in the slot? It's true, Kathy. You know how thick it should be? 144 pages. So I worked backwards. I didn't have room for fluff. This had to fit. So I was able to mail these as a letter because they fit in it. So back up. So now every Thursday I'm rushing home from my government job to be at my phone for 5 o'clock because I'm a guest on somebody's network marketing big calls. And I was talking fast and on purpose. And I said, if you want the class notes, I put them on a web page. Now, web pages were so foreign back then, honestly. I didn't even collect, you know, so I had a picture of the cover, do it first, picture of the cover, and it said, hey, let me know if you want to be notified when the book. So guess what? 5,000 people in 1 year notified me. So I thought, I'm going to print some books. So I ended up printing the books. They were being delivered on a Wednesday, and I emailed everybody on Sunday, and I sold all of them within 2 days, every copy. And then I thought, okay, now I can go be a speaker somewhere. And then that's happened. I'd like to order 10 more books. And I thought, yeah, no, I'm done with books. And it's like, no, you're not. So I'm so naive. I didn't really want to be in the book business. I wanted to be in the speaker business. But as a result, I've traveled the world 3 times. My book is 3.7 million copies in 37 languages. I've spoken in 17 countries. I've trained 475 trainers to train using my methodology, right? The process in 17 languages. And many of those countries invite me: Malaysia, China, Hong Kong, Australia. I've been to all those places, and people have been waiting at me at the airport holding my book. Yes, I had a great career. Imagine showing up in every city and not having to find yourself. You know, I'm spoiled. I loved it.
That's so cool. Well, and I know that you got to train and do this for, I guess it's been 20 years, I guess.
Yeah.
And you have the other 2 books that are behind you on your banner that
Yeah.
I have them too somewhere. I couldn't find them, or else
That's
I would
fine.
be showing them too. But all of his work is for the audience. If you're just meeting Michael, all of his work is really, straightforward, very well organized and easy to use. And quite amazing how transformational it is in such a short time.
Want to know another one of my secrets?
Yeah.
I've read under 10 books in the last 35 years. Under 10 books.
Why?
It's not my style.
So you listen to podcasts or?
No, I just know things. Okay, I think we should get started.
Okay.
Here's what I'd like to do.
Noel says he must download directly.
Oh, possibly.
Yes. Yeah.
I've done it so many times that I could go to a seminar and I have with 4,000 people and take 10,000 questions, and the answer is always the same. But it's the interpretation about why the answer is like that. So that's what I'm good at. I'm good at making complicated things easy.
Yes, you are.
So here's what I'd like to do. We're going to start off, Kathy. We're going to do a quick little kind of a survey, and I'm going to give our listeners 8 experiences. I'm going to give you 8 things. I'm not going to tell you the title of it yet. I want you to be thinking about it. So for the example, I'm going to give you a word, and you give yourself a point if you've ever experienced it. No judgment whether you have or not. There's just 8 words. I want to get your hit on these. So here's the first one: coincidence. So you can be keeping score, but let's do it out loud. Do you ever use that word or have used it in the past?
Yes.
You get a point. Okay, point 1. The next word: synchronicity.
Yes.
Okay, good. How about serendipity?
Yes.
Okay, I bet some of our friends are thinking, okay, me too. I've used the word coincidence, serendipity, synchronicity. Yeah, there we go. How about fate?
Yes.
That must be fate. Okay, how about the K word, karma?
Oh, yeah.
Must be karma. Well, you know what? You have 5 out of 5. You've got 5 out of 5. Here's a couple more. It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Yes, of course.
Everything fell into place.
Yes, that's this week.
Now, here's one that you might not know. I'm doing it on purpose. The word is kismet. Kismit. Yeah, we're getting some, Noel saying yes. I think it's a British word, but here is my point. Whether you've used one of those words or all 8 of those words, I'm going to give you a title of the list because I didn't title it. Here's the title: Evidence of Law of Attraction. Evidence of Law of Attraction. Hey, this is such a coincidence. I was just thinking about you. Evidence of Law of Attraction. Hey, I was talking about that yesterday, and boy, it just showed up out of the blue today. It was so synchronistic. I never been down that street. It was serendipitous. Whenever you use those words, you're describing evidence. So here's the good news. You're already experiencing law. You're already experiencing it. You don't have to turn it on. It's already on.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, I'd like to turn it on. You don't have to turn it on. It's on right now. And I'm going to show you some pictures. If is energy, and I can't prove it to anybody. This isn't the prove it room. This is how to take advantage, understanding that law of attraction is energy around me, and it's an eavesdropper. In my book, the character, he doesn't look like you or I, but this is what I call in a cartoon way, our vibrational bubble. And whatever you're giving attention to, it's causing you to send the vibration about what you're giving attention to. So if you're angry and ticked off and feeling guilt, shame, and blame, you're not doing it on, you don't say, we're angry, I better send the vibe that goes with it. You don't do that. You're angry, now you're sending that vibe. But what about if you're feeling successful and excited? What if you're having those feelings? Guess what? If you're feeling love and bliss and appreciation and gratitude, and if you're having those feelings, you're sending a positive vibe.
Yep.
And here's the challenge. It's not a challenge. There's not one in the middle. So that means right now, whether you like it or not, understand it or not, or even deny having feelings. I don't have feelings. Don't put me in a bad mood. That's a feeling hashtag. Okay, so right now, whether you understand it or not, or whether you can't tell, right now in your vibration is one of two vibes. It's either a negative one or a positive one. No judgment about that. Maybe you're just a little slightly irritated. Well, guess what? This is your vibrational meter reader. And what's a vibrational meter? It's like a thermostat. This vibrational meter reader is measuring and metering your vibrations, and your vibrations are just your vibes. I don't have a vibration. Yes, you do. Hashtag. A vibration is just the word vibe. And we'll use this. We'll say, I really like the vibe in here. That means you like the feeling. So vibes, feelings, moods, vibrations, energy, it all means the same thing. So this is your vibrational meter reader. It's really your feelings. This is your feeling meter. And you'll notice on the vibrational meter reader, it goes from 0, which is low negative vibes, all the way to 100, which is high positive vibes. And now that we know that law of attraction is this universal energy, it's eavesdropping on the vibe that I'm sending. And you know what it's doing to it? It's responding to it by matching it, whether negative or positive. Read that definition for me, Kathy.
Law of attraction matches vibration, positive or negative.
That's right. So right now, imagine that law of attraction is an eavesdropper, and we are not you and I, but somebody's complaining, I don't like this, and I don't like when clients cancel. It drives me crazy, and I want to start a clubhouse and talk about client canceling. It's happened 4 times now, and now their vibration is sending about canceling clients. And law of attraction isn't smart, everybody. It's obedient. It doesn't know that's what you want or don't want, or whether it's good. It's obedient. So when you're sending any vibration, canceling clients, for example, by talking about it, then law of attraction doesn't know whether you want it or not. Read that again for me, Kathy.
Law of attraction matches vibrations, positive or negative.
Yeah, I didn't want to disrespect it, but it's not very smart. It is obedient. So we want to be very deliberate about what we're including in our vibration, and we need to use our vibrational meter reader to tell us so. The goal, my goal, that's my hand, my goal is to get it high on the dial and keep it there.
Yep.
And the reason, because, wait for it, the speed at which you attract anything is determined how much negative vibration you have. You see, negative vibration dilutes and blocks the desire.
Yes.
But the best news of all is if you're not getting the results that you want, or you're getting things that you don't like, you got to kind of take accountability for it. Even if you don't like it, you got to say, what was I vibing that caused me to track that? Well, that's a pill to swallow, right, Kathy? Right?
Yes, it is.
It is. But here's the ideal scenario. Maybe today, when you attract something that you really like and say, hey, look at me. This is here because of me. That parking space people. Oh, look at me. I found some money today. Those people. Oh, I got a night. So when it's something positive, we can point at it and account for why we have it. This is here because of me. My vibes, the universe brought it to me. So that's accountability. It means we have the ability to account for why we attracted it.
Yep.
But when the ugly stuff shows up, we point at it and say, why is this happening to me? The universe hates me. The universe doesn't have feelings. It doesn't even know who you are. If you've attracted it, you've had to send the vibration. The new you, hopefully maybe today, will look at the crappy stuff and say, Oof, this sure is ugly. I wonder what I was doing that caused me to send the vibration
Yeah.
that caused, doesn't mean you have to like it. Now, is Michael Losier telling you never to be negative? Absolutely not. I can't even do that. It's okay to get ticked off and angry and break dishes and swear and whatever. And go on a snit fit. Read this for us, Kathy. It's okay to be negative.
Observe negativity briefly.
You need to have a snit fit, go ahead. Does it need to last 3 days? Maybe not so much. Maybe it did last 3 days and now you're down to a day. Is that better?
Observe negativity briefly.
You bet. So all of us had that. You know, there was a time that I would have stewed on something for maybe a day. It's like, I hate one point to get me wrong. And now it's like, okay, you know what? You can observe it, and then, and when you notice that you're giving attention to something that you don't like, you think, uh-oh. Say this, Kathy.
Changing your vibe changes your results.
That's right. So when you're taking a look at something that you're getting and you don't like it, it had to have been included in your vibration. And the only way to get a different result is to change your vibration. And the best way to change your vibration is change what you're giving attention to. And these are the 3 words that we use that cause us to contract negative things in our vibration.
Don't, not, and no.
That's right. Now, let's pretend law of attraction is eavesdropping, and it's eavesdropping what I'm giving attention to. And I say, oh, I don't want this to be difficult. What did I include in my vibration?
Don't.
But when I say I don't want it to be difficult, what did I include in my vibe?
Low vibe.
No, listen to the word. I'll say this again. I don't want to think of a pink elephant. What did I give attention to?
Pink elephant.
That's right, even though I said don't. You cannot not include anything when you use the word don't, not, and no. So how about our correspondence, business people? Don't hesitate to contact me. What are they giving attention to? Hesitation.
Yes.
You will not be disappointed. Oh, really? You didn't think it was till you brought it up. This is my favorite. This is not a scam. Oh, that's a scam. Or my favorite. No, you're not fat. No, do not be ashamed. Every time you use the word don't, not, and no, you just brought attention to what you didn't want to bring attention to. If you're not sure, after this training, go to Google and type in no football. Do you think you're going to get hockey? No, you're not. Google's going to strip away the words don't, not, and no. It's going to bring you what you said you didn't want. And you're super not sure. Go type in no sex and see what shows up. Google and law of attraction do the same thing. They remove the don't, nots, and nos, and they include in your vibration or your Google search whatever you said you did or didn't want. Because Google isn't very smart. It's obedient.
Wow.
Comments from you, Kathy? Any friends? We can open it up to chat.
Okay, does anyone have, let's see what the chat has. People are saying fantastic. And Noelle says that meter that you showed about the negative and positive looks like a comb.
I guess it does.
Noelle, do you have something that you want to add?
I did. I just had an experience this morning that was kind of driving me crazy. And I was going like, oh man, that person is doing it again, not giving me the information, giving it to me the last minute, giving it to me, whatever. And then I decided, I don't want to be in that vibration. So then as soon as I said, okay, it's either going to be okay, we're just going to do what we're going to do. It's going to be what it is. We're going to do our best, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it resolved itself.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
energy.
Yeah. So I just took a note, versus getting my hair on fire and having the steam and smoke signals come out and, making little effigies. So anyway, yeah, that was my experience this morning.
So Kim just wrote something too. Yeah, well, Noelle, this is what we're all being tested right now with everything, the chaos in the world and all of the good works that we're trying to do. And when we come up against something, we have a choice of still seeing the positive outcome we want, or getting blocked.
You know how earlier I was using the word accountability, and that means somebody can put it in the chat there. Accountability equals my ability to account for. And now what you're talking about is responsibility equals my ability, wait for it, Captain Obvious, to my ability to respond. So what can you do? You can say, I hate my life sucks. It's okay, but not for 4 days, right? It's okay to have a pity party, but not for 4 days. And the goal here is to be able to reduce the amount of time you're observing something that you don't like. And as soon as you change your vibration, law of attraction isn't smart. It doesn't know what the vibration was 10 minutes ago. It doesn't, oh, let's see, let's go. Can someone get Kathy's old file folders up? So it doesn't know who Kathy is. And there's no file folder collection. So as soon as you change your vibration, that's the point of power. It wasn't yesterday, it's right now. And the best news of all, let's see if I can find one right here. Hold the line, please.
One of your buttons.
My buttons, I gotta show you the buttons.
So you guys, these buttons that Michael's showing are you can download them for free on his website.
Yeah, I just put the link down there. So
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they actually print off as photographs, right? But I have them in my office and I wrote them and designed them. So if Michael Losier finds them helpful, and there's like 10 of them, and they print off nicely as a 4x6 photo, like for 7 cents each, get a couple sets of them. These are the reminders. Not only are these reminders, these are the 10 key training points in my certification training program. So does that make them important?
Yeah.
You bet. This is a whole module. This is a whole module. This is a whole module. So you can have them in front of your house and on your fridge and in your car, and just in your car, but wherever you need to see them.
Before we get to Kim's question, I want to also share that Michael has used these buttons on Clubhouse. Now, Clubhouse is an audio only platform, and I still haven't quite figured out how to use it, but he has a huge following on Clubhouse. And what he does is he actually changes his profile picture
Sure.
to these buttons so that he's teaching, and because there's no other way to show a picture, anything, there's no graphic interaction on Clubhouse except your profile picture. So that was clever.
Yeah, and oh yeah, people are downloading those buttons. Like when I put the link up to them, I could have 50 people downloading those buttons just in one Clubhouse call.
Well, the testimonials on that Clubhouse are remarkable. The people that you have helped with business and with blocks, it's you really deserve a gold star. Really,
I've got a great reputation. Using the emotion code, that's where I release negative emotions for people with outstanding results. I've worked with 1,270 people on Clubhouse.
Will you show, have you started to show the emotion code over to the other side of the banner? Do you want to show that too, so that people, or is that too hard to do?
No, I can. So maybe we can summarize what we talked about so far. I wouldn't mind doing that, making sure people got the message.
Okay. Sure.
I'm seeing Kim's question there. You can read it and I'll have a response to that.
Okay, so the first part is, how does this fit young children that are violently attacked? Kindly asking how to you be with that? Makes sense with that.
Right. There isn't an answer that anybody could tell me that would help me understand that. Period.
Yes.
So I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But she is enjoying, and she's a wordsmith.
Wordsmith, yeah, me too.
She really is. She's amazing with words.
Yeah, I'm very careful with all my words. Everything's very deliberate for me. I say yes when I mean yes. I say no when I mean no.
So, Michael, how do you get to a more clear way of communication because being aware of what you want helps focus your thoughts and your actions towards what you prefer. But there's so many common sayings that we're used to using. How do you break that bad habit?
Well, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but you could be talking about some myth of law of attraction that some people are believing. How about let's do okay. How about myth number 3, Kathy? See if you can read that for me. It's in the white here.
Okay. Myth number 3, the universe is testing me. Reality, law of attraction doesn't test anyone. You get what you vibrate, negative or positive.
I know. Do you think I pee a few people off with that? Yeah. Okay, well, we're not done. We're going to read another favorite. Another favorite.
Okay, well, I'm going to put you on full screen then so they
No, okay, it's going to be for you. I'll speak so my screen comes available there.
wait, okay, I'll stay. Okay, the universe hates me. That's the myth number 6. Reality, the universe does not have feelings. It's simply matching your vibrations, whether negative or positive.
You know why I like you saying it? So people aren't going to blame me, but here's the next one. I'm gonna say.
Don't blame me, thanks a lot. Okay, myth number 7.
Oh, sorry.
Saying cancel, cancel, cancels the last negative thing I said or thought. Reality. Saying cancel, cancel causes you to give more attention and energy and focus to what you don't want. Oh my.
Cancel this thing that I said I didn't want. Cancel this thing that I said that I didn't want. Cancel this thing. And every time I do it, I could be saying, include this thing that I said that I didn't want. Include this thing. So saying cancel, cancel, cancel includes. What a myth that is. I think I must have one more funny one. Oh, this is the only risky one that I do, but you know what? I can stand behind everything.
Okay.
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 Myth number 5.
Okay. Myth number 5. 1111 is a sign from the universe. I can't see the okay. Reality, you keep attracting 1111 because you're giving attention, energy, or focus to 1111. You get what you vibrate. So it isn't.
Oh, 11 again, 11. It's a sign, all right. You know what the sign is? You're giving attention to it. That's the sign. The universe doesn't give signs. It's not a sign matcher. It's not a giver of signs. It's matching what you give attention to. That's why, and it's okay. You can call it what you want. If you get excited when you see 1111, law of attraction doesn't care why you get excited. So if it excites you to get excited about 1111 and it feeds your vibration, then do it deliberately. But you got to know it's not a sign whether you're supposed to have it or don't have it.
So law of attraction. So I get excited because I find pennies all the time and I assume they're from my angels. So should I be making sure there's $100 bills following it and get excited about that instead?
Well, the only way to become more abundant is to include the vibration of abundance. That is the law. I didn't teach it. I didn't create it. I'm just teaching it. So, and not you, but everybody. So if law of attraction is eavesdropping on our vibration, what is the vibration most people send about money? Wait for it. Not enough. I don't have enough. I don't earn enough. I'm broke. And they go on and on and on and on and on. Yep. And that's just, but the word money doesn't have a feeling, but boy, it can send one.
Yes.
Right. So I don't use the word money because that has a lot of charge for people. I use the word abundance.
Yeah, perfect.
Right. And abundance doesn't have, listen, I traveled the world many times and I never used my debit card once I left my house. It didn't cost me anything. So it wasn't money that was my abundantness. It was all the things that I could receive. It didn't have to be through cash. And sometimes it could be. So abundant is this feeling. It's like, wow, there's enough of this and there's enough of that. I'm getting to do this. I'm getting to do that. That's a vibe. This is if you're taking notes, put this in the chat for me. Abundance is a feeling.
Okay.
Abundance is a feeling. And what is law of attraction responding to? Kathy, say it when you know it. Law of attraction is responding to what?
Your feeling.
That's right. So if law of attraction was eavesdropping in my vibration and caught me sending the vibration of abundance, and as it catches me sending the vibration, what is it going to do to it? It's going to
match it.
It doesn't know where the vibration. Oh, why is Kathy sending the vibration? It doesn't ask that. Why is Kathy sending the vibration of abundance? And all the head office at law of attraction, which is the universe, would say, it's none of our business why she's sending it. We're not deciders or judgers. We don't have favoritism. We just match. Yeah, but she's really nice. That doesn't matter if she's nice. We don't know. You're not supposed to know who she is. You're supposed to match her.
Okay, so I have another question for you real quick.
Yeah,
Well put. And after we leave this body, aren't we matched to what our vibration was?
I have no idea about that subject. Next question.
Okay.
So, it's not my territory, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So what, maybe this is a question, what could we do to be more deliberate to include the vibration of abundance in our vibration? What did I just say, Kathy, in different terms? Because that sounded a little jumbly, but you got it. What do I mean by
what could
that?
we do to include more abundance in our vibration?
Beautiful, yes, what could we do?
You make me
Now-
work every time I work with you.
Yes, I know. I think Oprah might have said the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
Not-
tell them about Oprah.
Not to name drop or anything.
Yeah, please do.
Please do. Well, let's see if I have something. Well, my book came out in 2003. I was asked to be in The Secret twice and turned it down. It wasn't a match for me. So my book came out in 2003, and then The Secret came out in 2006. And after that, my book went skyrocketing because The Secret was very inspirational, but it wasn't educational. People were very inspired, and taping a check to the ceiling just wasn't enough. Like, they still didn't know how to do it. And then Michael Losier's got the manual that he wrote in 2003, in The Secret 2006. So when people are typing in law of attraction, you know what popped up?
You did.
Me. Because I was one of the only books that had the word law of attraction in the title. And I'm self-published from Gilligan's Island. So, and then Oprah in 2009, finally, or 2008, finally had the people from The Secret on. This is my personal opinion. I'll stand by it. It was a disaster.
Oh,
She
no.
had 4 of them on the stools, and they were all kind of pitching their processes and stuff. And a couple things were said, like, you just have to think about it for a minute, and just everything. And
Yeah.
Oprah's hotline blew up, and the chat and everything blew up. And then here's the funny story. So I'm traveling now. I'm just arriving in Phoenix Airport, and my sister, who was my assistant, on the BlackBerry. How old was I? How
I have
old?
one of those too.
That's right. I picked up the BlackBerry. I got off the airplane, and Diane said, "You'll never guess who called." Who? She said, Oprah's office called, and they want to interview some experts on law of attraction, and they're finding you, but I'm self-published, like,
Yeah.
not like today where. So they said they want this producer wants me to send her a book. So we did. My assistant sent Oprah's office a book. Then on Tuesday, my sister calls me on the BlackBerry, and she says, "Guess who called?" And I said, "Who?" She said, "Another producer from the Oprah show, producer number 2."
Oh, gosh.
I said, "Oh, so who's not talking to who at the office, right?" So my sister just did, I'm going to call her my sister because I never call her my assistant. So she's pretty smooth. She didn't question anything. She said, "We'll send you one right away." And now it's getting annoying. Day 3, Kathy, we got 3 producers called for the book. My sister sent them all. And then on Friday, I don't know this to be true, but this is my backup. On Friday, they had a team meeting and found out that they all had got a book, right? And I was very quickly booked. I even remember them buying a box of books, or us sending a box of books. And then there was a woman in the office that told me that my book was in Oprah's purse. Really? Can you imagine that on Instagram? This hanging out of the top of Oprah's purse.
Oh.
So then I got a call to be interviewed by Oprah on her Soul Series radio show on XM Radio. And I live in Victoria, which is an island. So I took a float plane to Vancouver because that's where they had a satellite, the big stations out where I live. So I get to the studio, and my friend came with me. I called her my assistant, but she's really I'm just very low. I have nobody that works for me. I'm me. I built an entire career traveling the world. I don't have a big office or a big team. I could double click, and I had that many times, but it wasn't my value, right? So
Yeah.
So her name's Sandy. So Sandy and I, we get into the office in Vancouver in the radio station, and behind the glass is packed. Every employee at the radio station is there because they arranged to have me be interviewed by Oprah. So when I got there, they knew who I was, and people eating lunch behind there watching. It was so fun. So, and in radio, there's no before or after, and Oprah doesn't want to talk to anybody before. I don't like that either. it's like just learn about me when you talk about me. So it was kind of March, I was pretty comfortable, and so put our headphones on, and then heard a little bit of jingle music, and Oprah starts talking about law of attraction, synchronicity, and serendipity, and then she brings me on, and to me, I'd had my own radio show on Voice America for a year, so I was really good at sound bites.
Oh, good.
Pauses. So I was very polished. Oprah doesn't interview you if you're not. I mean, they listen. I sent samples of my show, and they listened to samples of the show to make sure that I just wasn't blabbing and full of what. It's like, oh, this guy knows how to make a point and pause. Not really, but for them I did, right? So the interview, and Oprah's quoting from the book. She said, "Oh, I love how you summarize."
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Is anybody there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm just going to see if we can
Hello?
get this guy.
Hello?
There we go. I got rid of him.
Me too.
Yeah. So where's my train of thought? So
You were
finished
talking to.
finished the interview, right?
Yeah.
And Oprah wrapped it up, loves everything about my book, loves how it works and how simple. At the end of each of my chapters, at the end of each chapter, I say, you should have learned this, right? That's what it says. And she liked that, because there's like 10 things, right? Remember, I'm a trainer, right? This isn't a love book, it's a training book. So it said, you should have learned this, boom, boom. So Oprah's reading it and telling me all the things that she likes about it. And of course I said, oh my God, I'm talking to Oprah Winfrey. But I wasn't starstruck. I was Michael Losier Hollywood. Like I was very present, and I knew that this was going to be, I would be able to, this would be my prize forever. So we'd done the interview, and so again, it's March in Vancouver, and it's wet and cold out. So I had a big jacket, and I zipped up my jacket, and I flew from Victoria. So I had like a little backpack thing, and I snapped it all up, and I put a little hat on, and we're about to leave. And the producer, he taps on the glass, and he said, it's Oprah. So put the headset on. So I thought, oh, she's coming back to say, Michael, you did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah.
So remember, I'm fully dressed, knapsack on, buckled up, and a hat on. I didn't have my gloves on, but we were ready to go. We were at the door, and I put the headset on, and here's what I heard. We loved him last week, so we're bringing him back. Michael Losier, welcome back to week number 2 of the Oprah Winfrey Soul Series. And my assistant, my friend, had a new job. You know what our new job was? Wiping my sweat. Okay. You know where it says, and other things related, or what is it? And other things we want you to do. And I said, wipe my sweat. And she said, I'll do it. So she's wiping my sweat. So that happened. I had 2 interviews back to back. And the week after, there we go, other duties as assigned. So, and then 2 weeks later, I'm flying to Australia. I'm in Australia. My sister calls me, the one with all the news.
Yeah.
And she said, Oprah wants to interview you again. And she said, I know. She said, she wants to do live Q&A. She said she thinks you can handle it. Please remember, I've been doing it for 2 years, and you heard me on Clubhouse.
Yes. Yeah. You
Who can rule a room better than me?
Right.
So it ended up being 3:30 in the morning in Australia, and I got there at the station, the same thing. All the staff from the station in their pajamas, and you can tell they weren't in their work, and they're all behind the glass. The producer on her end asked me a couple questions that Oprah wants to know if you want to know the questions first.
Yeah, no.
I said, no, I don't want to know the questions.
Yeah.
And she acknowledged that. She said, and she was talking about, this is her words, she was talking about the clarity contrast worksheet in my book. Are you kidding me?
Oh my
So we had people come on, and you heard me on Clubhouse, when I'm in my trainer mode, but somebody would ask a question, I would give them the answer, and then I would tell them why that happened, and boom, next caller. And the lines were just lit up like a Jerry Lewis telethon. You and I know what that means,
We
right?
have to be a certain age to know what that.
That's right, Tex might know what that means too, right? He lit up like a Jerry Lewis telethon, and it was scheduled to be 25 minutes, and we did 2 back to back. As soon as we did it, she said, She said, you're a machine. Let's do more. So we end up doing 4 half-hour programs. It was very exciting.
Wow.
But I'm not done. So now they're airing the show on their XM radio, and they're not doing it once. It's not like, hey, here's an interview. It's airing 5 times a day. So the first week interview, I did 4 weeks, that aired 5 times a day. My book went to number 3. Harry Potter was number 1, wasn't even published, not fair, right?
Oh, yeah.
And number 2 was A Secret, and Michael Losier from Gilligan's Island was number 3. Was number 3.
Wow. Wow.
And then shortly after, I'll just show you, I'm gonna get something. So as those are being aired, I get this call. Michael,
Oh, cool. Oprah and Friends.
would you like to have your own radio spot on the Oprah and Friends network for a year?
Oh,
That's me with the mustache.
wait, can't see. You're too close.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, wrong side.
Oh, you're at the far left.
Yeah, me, Dr. Shmuley, Dr. Oz is there, Maya
Yeah.
He has a
Angelou.
mustache.
Yeah, the old mustache,
Yeah.
Gail, Oprah, the Pete's, Nate Burkus,
Yeah. Wow.
and Michael
what
Losier from
company?
Gilligan's Island. You know, I was cut, they cut and paste me in that, right?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. They got all those people in the room together.
Yeah, no, they were all together. So I had my own radio show, and it was just super. And I would go to Chicago. It was for a year, but I would go to Chicago to do it in the studio because Oprah has a big, massive radio stations. And I would stay. Guess where I stayed? Who knows where I stayed while I was a guest at the Oprah Winfrey Show?
I have no idea.
The Omni Suites Hotel. Don't you
Oh.
remember her saying that?
Oh.
Guest of the Oprah. That was me. I was
Oh,
staying at the
that's
Oprah Suites Hotel. But I gotta tell you something funny. So I would fly from Vancouver to Chicago, a long flight, and I'd arrive, and I'd go the night before. So I would wake up and we'd work all day, we'd record 4 shows, and I would go home that night and take a late flight. It was taxing, but really, boo-hoo. It was taxing. I didn't care. So
So did you create that with the law of attraction? Did you decide, or was this all a surprise?
you could ask anybody in Victoria. I've said this a million times. I said, I would, this is me. Say yes if Oprah's gonna love me. Oh, she's gonna love you. And then there was a time when there was Dr. Phil was on Tuesdays. Remember? There was Dr. Phil Tuesdays, and then I start saying, I'm going to be say yes if Oprah's going to want Michael Mondays, right? And after getting people pumped up, I can get a yes out of anybody after that. So I talked about it many times. So the funny part is I wasn't Michael Mondays. I was Michael Monday, Michael Tuesday, Michael Wednesday. I was Michael every day for 3 months on her. And then the radio station, all of this closed down, XM closed down, and then they repeated everything in the month of July. So everything that happened the first time happened again without having to do anything.
Oh my gosh. And so are those recordings still live anywhere? Oh. So you guys, you have to follow Michael so
Yeah.
that you can make sure that you get to hear the rest of the story and
Yeah.
how you can learn more from him. Okay, so real quick, do you want to talk about the motion code just for a second and then give us how to contact you? Because we
I'm just gonna get it set up. I'm gonna just do this for a second.
Okay. So everyone, I don't know if you're familiar with the motion code work, but I've studied it. There's a book, and Michael did not write the book, but he uses it in his workshops and in his consulting with people, and it's quite amazing. Okay, there we go, the motion code. There we go. And that's the chart right behind him. There's column A and column B, and there's 6 different attributes.
So I'm going to show you really, really fast what it is that I can do. So
Okay.
physical pain and mental challenges and blocks are caused by all the emotions that we had. So we had an event where we had an emotion, and that emotion keeps popping up like a pimple that never gets busted. So oh good, that anxiety's gone, and then we get it again. It's not new anxiety, it's old anxiety that's raising its head like a pimple. and they're called, Dr. Bradley, who designed the process,
Dr.
they're
Brand.
called trapped emotions, but they're really old, unprocessed negative emotions. Okay. So when I work with a client, I become their proxy. That means on their behalf, I can find out which one of these emotions is causing their physical pain or their heartache or their money blocks or their creation blocks. It's one of these. And I use muscle testing. And muscle testing, I can ask yes or no questions. So when I'm your proxy on your behalf, I'm going to use muscle testing. I'm going to use this emotion code chart behind me. Your brain tells my brain what the emotion is. And the only way to delete an old unprocessed emotion is number one, know what it is. And number two, right here.
Use a magnet to release the energy in it.
That's right. So the magnet's the only thing that can dilute the energy.
Yeah.
So I do that on people's behalf. So whether it's physical pain, you can't move your neck, or you have money blocks or anxiety, on my website, which is releasingnegativeemotions.com,
Okay.
releasingnegativeemotions.com. There's a quick little video of how I use the magnet. There's also a list of about 100 things that I help people with. And every Sunday at 11 a.m. on Clubhouse, I host a room, and I work with usually about 20 people. I've worked with over 1,500 already in Clubhouse with extreme results.
It's amazing, you guys.
People have given up food and drink and liquor and everything. So
Yeah.
listen, I love hosting that show. And when we open up like that, I'm just thinking, yeah, like there hasn't been a time it didn't work. And if it didn't work, it was because it was something similar. Like when people say, I want to delete bread, and they come back and they say, oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so the questions are, do I have a link for your show, which I don't, and what is the Clubhouse time and date?
okay, thank you for all the beautiful questions. The Clubhouse is 11 a.m. Sunday morning Pacific time. And it's under my room called Release Negative Emotions, easy to find. This Sunday, I'm going to be working with business people, and I'm going to be able to identify a block from them to getting clients. And it's called a heart wall. And some or one of these emotions is left over from an old prospect that pissed them off or got them angry or whatever. And that's part of their prospect vibe. So get in the queue. I'll be able to do that as well.
Yes, he's worked on me. It's amazing, you guys. And seriously, if you go to one of his Clubhouse events, he also does something on Wednesday for Law of Attraction.
That's right.
What is that one called?
That's it's in the Landing Big Whales room, and it is every Wednesday, 7:30 Pacific for 2 hours. And I teach Law of Attraction, and I merge it with emotion code. So we talk about how to attract things, and then I delete emotions for people.
Okay, and
Yeah.
we're running out of time. I know
Yeah.
that we could do this about 10 times and we would never get it all done, because I love what you do and I love how many people you help. And you guys, you have to know, Michael is so generous. I mean, there's a reason why people are following him everywhere. Those buttons are great reminders, and not only are the buttons great reminders, the opportunity to clear your emotions that quickly so that you can do what you came here to do, your life mission, is really important right now. So I highly recommend you get this book. Okay, can we have the button link again? I did put it in again, Noelle. I'll find it. Here it is. I'll put it in again.
Yeah, it's michaellosier.com/buttons.
There we go.
And I also gave, my friend John and I were both emotion code practitioners. We've done 253 Facebook Lives. We do them once a month. Next Saturday, we're going to work with somebody on the line that's in physical pain, and we're going to relieve their pain live.
Yeah.
The website for that is releasingnegativeemotions.com/live.
Yes.
And you can find out how to watch us from there. Thank you for all the time today.
Well, thank you. And we'll do this again. I really enjoy you. Thank you so much. You are such a gift to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.